A poem by Caitlin Saeta. Hope is not the thing with feathers that comes home to roost when you need it most. Hope is an ugly thing with teeth and claws and patchy fur that's seen some shit. It's what thrives in the discards and survives in the ugliest parts of the world. Able to find a way to go on when nothing else can even find a way in. It's the gritty, nasty little carrier of such diseases as optimism, persistence, perseverance, and joy. Transmissible as it drags its tail across your path and bites you in the ass. Hope is not some delicate, beautiful bird, Emily. It's a lowly little sewer rat that snorts pesticides like they were lines of coke and still shows up on time to work the next day, looking no worse for wear. I have an experience which, when I reflect upon it, makes me wonder about what hope is. Does it have feathers or a bald tail and claws? About 7 or 8 years ago, I moved out of my beloved Frog Song co-housing to try living in a mobile home park. My intention was to learn more about mobile home parks as a possible format for building an affordable tiny house community. A Napoleon complex, as one friend called it. In my first year in the mobile home, I learned that one of the founders of co-housing in America had developed a program for training people how to develop co-housing professionally. Katie McCammond's 500 Communities program, it sounded like exactly what I needed to help develop Napoleon complex. I imagined having an experienced mentor, a cohort of equally passionate colleagues, and a structured path to acquiring land and getting it built. And I thought I would be a good fit as a candidate. I had 5 years' experience managing residential construction projects and 8 years living and participating in a co-housing community designed by Katie's partner. I submitted my application. And I started assembling a co-housing forming group, a group of people who would work together to buy land, hire an architect, and build our own tiny house co-housing. I facilitated the first meeting at my dining table. I had found 7 inspiring adults, people who knew what they wanted and seemed willing to work in collaboration to make it happen. The path was coming together. And a few weeks later, I received the 500 Communities email I had been awaiting. I wasn't accepted. The purpose of the 500 Communities program was to seed co-housing in parts of the country where it had not yet taken root. And our North Bay region was already well served by co-housing professionals, including Katie herself and a recent graduate of the program. My hopes were dashed. My imagined path had vanished. The tiny house community suddenly felt like something I would need to lead without training, without guidance, without experience. I never scheduled the second meeting, and that tiny house community didn't get built. So I guess this is a story of disappointed hope, right? I had been hoping for admission to the program, and I was disappointed. For legitimate reasons which had nothing to do with me or my capabilities. If I had been accepted, would that have been the hope, the thing with feathers? But there was a bigger hope of building the tiny house community. Why did I let that wither? Was I attached to the acceptance outcome? Was I relying on receiving the hope with feathers? When the tiny house community needed me to be the scrappy carrier hope who perseveres. If I needed to receive gifts of hope, then does it imply that I could give the gift of hope? Could I have given that feathery hope to others if I had just become the lowly scavenger hope? Can hope with claws transform into hope with feathers as caterpillars transform into butterflies? Or is hope somehow a bigger, more audacious thing altogether with feathers and claws? And we each only see one part at a time. Could it be that hope's bald extension is actually its head? Could hope be wise and glorious when greater objective is held in view? Could it be that the bald-headed scavenger actually has a 9-foot wingspan, enabling it to soar higher than any other living creature, embracing the beautiful world below? Could hope be a condor on the rise again?